Trump is single-handedly killing the tourism industry in the United States. He's destroying the tourism industry in the United States. This is the subject that we will be talking about today. But before we go any further, just allow me to introduce myself. My name is Joe. I talk everything about geopolitics, about macroeconomics. We talked about previously on this channel about the South African farmers, about the Afrikaners. We talked about, why China is actually heavily dependent on the United States. It's not the other way around, as you might assume, but it's China who is heavily dependent on the United States. We also talked about why I believe that Trump is wrong. We talk about this particular subject a lot in various differentiations on this subject. On this channel, we talked about why I believe Trump is wrong. We talk about that a lot. But we also talk about proxy wars. We talk about coups. We talk about many other stuff, many other topics. We talk about, tariffs. We talk about a lot of macroeconomic stuff. Those are the subjects that I'm interested in, geopolitics and macroeconomics. Also, guys, I would love you to encourage you. I would truly encourage you to make sure that you keep me humble. Then make sure if you feel like I have said something wrong in this video, if you feel like I have misspoken, if you simply just disagree with me, make sure to write it down in the comments down below. It's one way for me to broaden my horizon, learn something new, and engage with my community. And also, if you feel like that there is a subject that you want me to cover, if you feel like that there is something that I need to talk about, make sure to write it down in the comments down below as well. Make sure to mention it. So maybe one day in the future, I actually might do a video about it. I might or may not. But anyhow, make sure to write it down below. There's actually quite a high likelihood that I will make a video about it. I sometimes lack to have a good topic for today's video, so you might feel lucky and I might read the comments and I might make a video about your particular comment, about the subject that you want to hear about. So make sure to write it down. For sure. I have to be honest with you guys. I have a personal experience in visiting the United States. In 2015, I was in the United States on a visa, on a J visa, on the student visa. I think it was the J1. I am not by 100% sure. I was a year in the United States in high school. I spent a year there. So I have a personal experience with the process. With the painful process trying to acquire this particular visa. It has been easy, to be honest with you, and so far it seems like that the Trump administration is trying to make it as hard as possible, and also it seems like that they are straight up trying to revoke, they are literally revoking visas, especially those who are critical of the country that we shall not name on this channel. I don't want to have my reach suppressed again, because there is quite a huge censorship online. It's just a reality. There is no way around this. The censorship is quite real, and there has been quite a hefty punishment for speaking about certain subjects. The censorship have definitely skyrocketed. But anyhow, from my personal experience traveling into the United States, it's already quite a hard process. You have to go through an interview, especially if you are trying to get special visas, not just the tourist visas, but if you are trying to, as I was trying to get the student visa, which was for 1 year, you also have to promise that you won't get a job. You are not allowed to get a job. are also, I believe, not allowed to drive a vehicle. That was part of the visa. I was quite young at the time. I didn't have my driving license yet. There is a driving license. At the time it was 18 plus in my country, in Europe, but in the United States it's 16 plus. I was 17 at the time when I was in the United States, and so I could theoretically get a driving license in the United States, but I was prohibited. I promised basically inside of that during the interview, while trying to acquire this particular visa, I promised basically that I won't try to get a driving license in the United States. I believe that is a requirement in order to prevent people from trying to stay in the United States. They're trying to prevent from people immigrating inside of the United States. That visa is only meant to be temporary for you to study in the United States, but not to spend your life there. So my experience with this process has been, it is difficult. Let's just be honest. It is quite difficult, and it's definitely not getting less difficult. As a matter of fact, the Trump administration is trying to make it as hard as possible. They have been quite clear about this. They want to make a strong borders, and this also obviously has quite a big negative consequences when it comes to tourism, especially a lot of those people who have been kidnapped by ICE, not just illegal immigrants who already live in the United States, but also people who traveled into the United States, being kidnapped on the borders and the airports. There have a lot and lots of stories about kidnapping of tourists who are trying to visit the United States, and so this will just destroy the tourism industry itself. This will just stop people trying to enter the United States because they are afraid they will be kidnapped. That's just reality. This probably won't have a huge consequences for the United States economy. That's because the United States economy is not dependent on tourism. It's not a huge deal. It's a relatively small part of the economy. There are other countries, for example, like Egypt or Thailand, that their GDP is much more dependent on people traveling and visiting these both respected countries. And for United States, it's not as big of a deal. For United States, more than 60%, it's almost around 70% is consumer spending. It's what people spend on goods, and so these tariffs are much more negative when it comes to the United States economy, much more than tourism will ever be or will ever have any impact over the United States economy. The tariffs will have much bigger impact in reality. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button, make sure to smash that subscribe button, make sure to check out the videos here, there and everywhere, and guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.